Hey everybody, Jake here with TrendSpider to go over the weekend analysis for SPY, and we're going to switch it up a little bit this weekend with Bitcoin. And happy to show our new raindrop candlesticks out. And so we're going to do a little analysis with these, starting with Bitcoin on the 30-minute. And what we can see here is, we've kind of broken out of this wedge. And what we see at this point is something interesting. So just a quick dissection of what these candles are. We've got our left side, which is the first half of the period. In this case, we have the 30-minute. So 15 minutes on this side, 15 minutes on this side. Since we are currently in the 30-minute period, this candle continues to morph as time goes on. So if we're 20 minutes in right now, that's 10 minutes on the left, 10 minutes on the right. And as time goes on, this will morph into the 30-minute candle and close. And you can see here that it kind of started to move a little bit as we were just doing the analysis. The volume profile kind of switched here. So the reason that it is green at the moment is the fact that we've got the right side VWAP is higher than the left side. So that is where the green comes in. And we can see that there's quite a bit of volume here at the top part of this range for the day. The 30-minute candle. And so to me, that's saying, are buyers coming in and buying the top of this range, which would possibly continue to move it up. And so we saw this here, right? We saw that there was some heavy volume, buying volume here, and the continuation up was the next 30-minute period, which actually started the wedge resistance that we drew here. So all in all, we do have some interesting things on the raindrop candle for the 30-minute. We'll have to see if this does continue through with the heavy volume at the top of this 30-minute range. On the monthly candle, we can see something interesting as well. We just that, if we did continue this pattern similar to 2017, we could continue much higher. We do have a potential MACD cross on the monthly. It's not that significant just because the monthly MACD hasn't had that many crosses. But the last time we did cross on the monthly MACD, that was a pretty strong sign that we continued up. So if this does cross into the next couple months or next month, depending on how strong, if this move did go up, we'll have to see what happens. But all in all, Bitcoin has been on the radar and a lot of people are watching it now. So naturally that may increase demand. And the more people that start to quote unquote hodl, that dries up the supply, which causes the price to also go up if demand remains constant or increases. So all in all, that's what we're seeing on Bitcoin. And that is how you can use the raindrops to kind of see what's going on with the price action versus the volume. Now going on to SPY, we'll kind of go back to the stock market now. Which doesn't look too great and is kind of boring at this point with the massive engulfing candle on the monthly candle here. So it's very interesting to see, the market is showing a very bearish candle and crypto is showing a very bullish monthly candle. So on top of this divergence we have on the MACD, we also have divergence on the RSI here as well. And so you can see that we've slowly over the last 2 years have been really topping out right where we topped out previously, a little higher. But notice how the lower highs here on the RSI have been very consistent as well to the downside. So to me, that's showing that we definitely have divergence here. Will this continue down? If I was just looking at this candle solely, I'd say, the logic is there for a continuation down. But, this can easily fake people out. We could easily do a bullish harami here, move up. I don't really know what's going to happen, and anyone that tells you that does either knows information they shouldn't or is full of BS. So we'll just have to see what happens here and kind of go from there. When we do switch the SPY daily candle to raindrops, we do see some interesting things. And let me zoom out here. And what we can see is we've got this fib level. Pretty much from December. Make that a little easier to see. We've got this fib level from December, this measured move, and we are quickly moving down towards the 38.2% retracement level. And what I've done here is I've created an alert. And you can see here, previously we did not get exactly to that level before. So I've decreased the sensitivity so there's more margin of error around this line. And you can see anywhere that is purple, that would be where we'd be alerted when the price action does get to this area. So this is an alert that has expired, so I can easily go in and remove that alert and make a new one. And so we just go in, create the alert at this drawing, breakthrough, touch, or a bounce, and we will be alerted when the daily candle closes in this area. We'll do 38.2 fib, expires in maybe 14 days, and the alert is created. So now anytime that the price action gets in this area, we will be alerted, and we will be able to capture some of that margin of error around the line in case the price action doesn't get exactly to this precise 271.49. So all in all, one thing that's really cool about these raindrops is something we've been doing some research on, just playing around with the raindrops. Let me remove the fib here to show you. What we have here is a couple of different things, right? I did talk about this briefly on the Bitcoin chart, but the first pattern that I've really started to notice is what I like to call like a seahorse looking candle. And that's when you've got a majority of the volume at the top of the price range for the first half of the candle, and into the second half of the candle, you can see that the increase of volume actually pushed the price down, because look, there is no volume on the left side here. So all of this volume actually created new lows on this candle, and then we had the continuation down. So that is one interesting candle pattern to look at. The other one is what I call the balloon, or the hot air balloon. And it's essentially when you've got this big amount of volume at the top of the range, showing that demand is kind of rising like hot air, and then you've got the continuation up. This has happened a lot of different times. If I can go back, here's another great example of this here. You've got this like balloon looking thing where all of the volume is centered at the top, and then you have your continuation, like the demand is like hot air just pushing the price up. So those are a couple new patterns you can start looking at. The blue dojis are also something that we found to be possibly significant, especially for reversals. Notice here we had the blue candle and a hard reversal to the downside. So there's a ton of new ways to use these, and we are very excited to hear your feedback and what you find within these raindrops. Thank you so much for listening in, everyone. Hope you have a great weekend, and we will talk with you next week with more updates on the raindrops and more analysis as well. Have a great weekend. If you have any questions about the platform, please feel free to reach out at hello@trendspider.com. We do have a free trial for 7 days. If you need longer, we are happy to extend that as well. So please try it out. Give us your feedback, negative or positive. It only makes the system better. So thank you so much. Have a great weekend, and that is all I have for today.